Okay, so we are going to continue our coverage over Captain America, the Symbol of Truth. Now remember, the reason why we're covering this book is to lead into the Cold War crossover event, because back in the year 2022, Marvel gave us two Captain America books, one for Steve Rogers and one for Sam Wilson. But both books lead into the Cold War crossover event. Now, we already covered all the books for Steve Rogers that lead into the Cold War event, but we have to do the same thing for Sam Wilson as well. With that being said, we pick up with Volume 2. And matter of fact, Volume 2 is going to be the last volume that leads into the Cold War crossover event. And so our next Captain America book should be over the Cold War storyline. With that being said, you also have to remember that when it comes to Sam Wilson, he's right now dealing with, of course, the White Wolf. The White Wolf is the adoptive brother of T'Challa, the Black Panther. But when it comes to the White Wolf, he's always trying to find a different way to get revenge against Wakanda, because how Wakanda had treated him. Now, back in Volume 1, he almost did cause a small war between Wakanda and America, but luckily you had Sam Wilson step in to prevent anything happening like that. Now, there still was some bad blood between Wakanda and America, but at least they're not going to war. But the White Wolf, he has another plan as a way to get back at Wakanda. And so now this is the White Wolf saying, if I cannot have Wakanda, I'll have another country, and then use that country down the road to attack Wakanda. And so this is Volume 2 for Captain America, the Symbol of Truth. And so getting into today's video, we actually do pick up with the Prime Minister of Mohanda, Janie Scowlin, who's right now at the United Nations meeting giving out a speech. And this is her saying that her home country, they need help right now, because over the years, they have gone through so many different kinds of struggles. And with those struggles, of course, a lot of people are left with nothing, no schools, no money, hardly any clothes around. And so, of course, it's her saying, we need your help from other countries to help give us schools, to help give us food, to help give us clothes. We just need support. We are finally in the right spot where now my country has me, their prime minister, to lead them in the right direction. But at the same time, I can't do it by myself. And so I need the help from other countries to basically help restore my country to a better state of mind. Now, with that being said, though, she even says other African countries are technically not helping out. And I want to change that. I want to have other African countries also help us out, because we all belong to the same continent, Africa. She's also wondering if Wakanda could help as well. Now, while she does give out this speech, we do see Sam Wilson watching her give out this speech, because Sam Wilson was assigned to protect her. Because she is a prime minister visiting from another country, technically because she's a brand new prime minister, they want to make sure that nothing bad happens to her. And so Sam has to watch over her and make sure nothing truly bad happens to her. But at the same time, he's very intrigued in her speech, because it really seems that she is trying her best to save her home country. And this book is really building off of the last video, the last storyline. And what I mean by that is, remember, Wakanda did offer the people of America, the Black people of America, the ability to leave America and come over to Wakanda, where they'll feel love. They'll be appreciated, not hated on. And so, of course, you had a lot of Black folks say, yeah, you know what? Let's leave America and go over to Wakanda. Except thanks to the White Wolf, Sam Wilson, and Black Panther, Wakanda changed their mind and said, know what, never mind. If you are not from Wakanda, you gotta go back home, back to America. And this book right here answers the question, what happened to the people who gave everything up to come to Wakanda, because now they have no way back home to America. And matter of fact, this book shows what happens to them. Now, with that being said, when it comes to the Prime Minister of Wakanda, Janie Scoutland, she's saying that what she's trying to do in her country is build a utopia where everybody is welcome, no matter what their skin color is or their religion, and the list goes on. But when it comes to Sam Wilson, he hates the idea so much because unfortunately it is impossible to have a utopia. But on top of that, what he's trying to do right now in America is say, no, I'm trying to prove to my fellow black people, we should not be leaving America. We should be staying in America and proving that we do deserve to stay in America, that we have the rights to be here. If we leave, we are basically giving up our rights, and we're no longer fighting back against the ones who actually do hate us. And so when it comes to Sam, he's all like, listen, your idea is great and all, but I have my own goals right now that I'm trying to follow. But on top of that, I have to make sure that you are protected though, because with you being the new prime minister, that means you're going to have a few people come after you and kill you to get rid of you so that they are able to do what they want to do in your home country. And matter of fact, when it comes to Sam Wilson, he called it, because as soon as he walks outside the UN building with the prime minister, an attack goes off, starting with her grandfather, because he is having a heart attack. Now, when it comes to his heart attack, of course, it was forced to him. Someone gave him one. But on top of that, you have guys up here with jetpacks and guns who are here to kill off the prime minister. And so you have Sam calling Falcon, say, hey buddy, I need your help to protect the prime minister, but to also stop the bad guys as well. And so of course you have our two heroes work together to protect the prime minister, but to also take down the bad guys. Now here comes one of the many problems in this section. The first is that when it comes to Falcon, he is not watching his back. And so when he's on the ground just looking around, you have one of the bad guys being able to come from behind and eject some kind of chemical in his body. And this chemical is going to be very important because it's going to change Falcon completely. But of course, he does pass out, and with him passed out, it's now all on Sam Wilson to protect the prime minister. Unfortunately though, there was a huge explosion, and with that explosion, Sam Wilson did lose the prime minister. But when he finds her, of course, he finds her, but right now, her body has been impaled by some kind of metal piece, and so now it seems like she is about to die. And so you have Sam Wilson take both the prime minister and also Falcon to a nearby hospital. Now, when they do arrive at this hospital, you do get word that when it comes to the prime minister, she died at the hospital. They try to save her life, but unfortunately she died. And when it comes to Falcon, he's right now in a coma, and they have no idea what kind of chemical was put inside his body. But for Sam Wilson, he's saying, you know what? I'm going over to Wakanda and figure out who was behind this attack, because this is where we learn there's still a civil war in her home country where you had people on the prime minister's side, but you also had another side who hated the idea of her being in charge. And so of course that means the other side of this civil war in Wakanda, they planned this attack to go after the prime minister, which they did, and they were able to kill her off. But now Falcon got hurt in the mess as well. And so you have Sam say, you know what? I'm going over there to Wakanda and figuring out who in the world did this to her, but also to my partner. Now, this could be said, this is Sam saying, I'm getting revenge. But at the same time, it's Sam saying, no, there's a bad guy right now in that country who's going to kill off even more innocent people to get what he wants, which is complete control over that country. And that is not fair at all. And so you have Sam saying, I'm going over there to stop the bad guy and bring him back here to pay for his crimes. With the death of the prime minister, you now have her entire country wondering, what's next? Because the prime minister promised so much: schools, more jobs, more food, more clothes. But now they have nothing, it seems like, or they're never going to get anything at all. And so you have the people wondering what's going to happen to their country. Now we come to find out who was behind the attack at the UN. It was the White Wolf, because he is from Mohanda. This is his home country, and he feels like he has the right to come in and say, I'm going to take over this country and make it better than she would have, because I feel like I am a better leader than she is. Now, there is another reason why he is doing this, because he wants to build a country that is better than Wakanda, to get back at Wakanda for how Wakanda had treated him. And so this is his end goal, to build a better Wakanda. And so when we jump into the second chapter, it's Sam Wilson telling Senator Mansfield that he is about to go over to Mohanda to figure out who was behind the attack on the prime minister. Now we know who it was. Of course, it was the White Wolf. But for Sam Wilson, he has no idea at the moment. And on top of that, he found out there is a civil war happening over there, because you have the people who did believe in the prime minister fighting against the forces of the White Wolf. And so right now, you have a civil war in that country. Now, when it comes to Senator Mansfield, he believes that Sam is not really going there to bring peace, but instead to get revenge to what happened to the prime minister, but to also what happened to Falcon. And you have Sam say, no, it's not revenge, it is justice, because what this bad guy did was on American soil, and I have to stop the bad guy just for that reasoning right there. Now, of course, it really is more revenge, but it's Sam lying to Mansfield saying, no, it's not revenge, it's more about justice. Either way, you have Mansfield tell Sam, well, you're not going alone. With Falcon down, you need a new partner. And matter of fact, I know the best person to replace Falcon for this one particular mission. And we come to find out his new partner is going to be Ian Rogers, the adoptive son of Steve Rogers. See, Steve found Ian in Dimension Z when Ian was a young boy. And after that, you have Steve raise Ian to a young adult. But after that point right there, Ian was able to come over to the main Marvel universe. Now, when he did that, he became a partner for Sam Wilson, because at that point in time, Sam just became the current Captain America. Now, with that being said, Ian got seriously injured to the point where Sam had no choice but to move on and get a new partner, which is Falcon. And that right there is a problem, because to Sam, he believed that Ian was dead, but in reality, Ian was not dead, just seriously injured. And so for Ian, he's kind of like, you did not even bother to make sure if I was dead or alive. You just assumed I was dead and you moved on with your life and got a new partner. And that sucks. So yes, I'm going to accept this mission, but I'm telling you right now, there is bad blood between us. And don't expect me to follow every single orders that you give on this mission. And so you have Sam and Ian arrive in Mohanda, and when they do arrive, it's really more of Ian not following any orders at all. Because right now, when it comes to Sam and Ian, when they do arrive in Mohanda, they're trying to protect innocent people who are being attacked by a group of guys who have military grade weapons. But here's the thing, they work for the White Wolf. Now for Sam and Ian, they have no idea that these guys are working for the White Wolf. All they know right now is that they have to protect the innocent people who are trying to get away from the bad guys, the ones with the heavy duty weapons. Either way, when it comes to Sam and Ian, when they're trying to work together, Sam is having a hard time giving any orders to Ian. And the reason why, Ian's not listening to Sam, because to Ian, it's kind of like, why should I listen to you? There's bad blood between us right now. I cannot trust you you, so why should I help you? But for Sam, it's more of, dude, we don't have the time for you to act like this. And the reason why, because we have innocent people right now that need our help. So please stop acting like a baby and help me out to protect the innocent people who need our help currently. And after Sam and Ian were able to get rid of the forces of the White Wolf, they are then confronted by one of the many leaders of the resistance who are right now trying to fight against the forces of the White Wolf. And her name is a tad bit hard to pronounce, and I did try my best to figure out how to pronounce it. And matter of fact, I did ask my wife, who's from the country of Nigeria, to see if she has an idea how to pronounce this name. And when it comes to her name, we both believe her name is pronounced Bathbale or Bathabale. I really hope I pronounced that name correctly. Either way, when it comes to Bathabale, she is one of the many leaders of the resistance who are right now trying to fight against the forces of the White Wolf. Now, she does show that she loves the idea that Sam and Ian being here to help fight against the forces of the White Wolf. But while you have the three characters talking to one another, well, of course, that is the moment you do have more guys who work for the White Wolf appear. And so Sam and Ian both realize they have no choice but to retreat. The problem is, though, they have no idea to retreat to, except that is the moment you have a young boy say, I know where we can go. We have been using a bunker as our main base to plan our attacks out against the forces of the White Wolf. If you follow me, I can take you guys over to that bunker where we should be protected from them. But we have to jump over to Falcon, and when we do, we see Falcon waking up from his coma, because remember, thanks to a chemical that he was injected with, he was put in a coma, but also his body was altered to look more animal-like. Except when he wakes up, we kind of find out his mind has also been altered as well, where he's thinking more like an animal rather than a human. And so, of course, he right now hungers for food. And so when he looks at the staff at the hospital, he said, oh gosh, you guys look like food and I want to eat you. And so it seems like he is about to attack the staff at the moment because they look like food to him. And so as we dive into the third chapter, we pick up with Sam and Ian trying to protect the resistance from the forces of the White Wolf. Now, while they're trying to do that, they're hoping the young boy will be able to find the passageway that leads into the underground bunker that the resistance used as their secret base. Unfortunately, though, the young boy does not remember where the door is actually at. And so Sam and Ian have to hold off the forces of the White Wolf long enough for the boy to remember where is that door. Either way, while you have our two heroes doing that, well, you have Sam get a tad bit more rude towards Ian. Now, the reason why Sam is doing that, because Sam is very worried about Falcon, and he's hoping that Falcon is okay. Either way, our heroes were able to hold off the forces of the White Wolf long enough for the boy to find the door that leads to the underground bunker. But right when Sam and Ian are able to get inside the bunker, you have Sam apologize to Ian. But again though, Ian is still mad at Sam for technically the past mistake where Sam thought Ian was dead and did not even bother to make sure that Ian was dead and just moved on with his life. But getting back over to Falcon, we do see Falcon right now still going crazy as an animal. And matter of fact, we do see that part of his mind realized that what he's doing right now, attacking the people at the hospital, is wrong. And so he does force himself to leave the hospital and go somewhere else. And matter of fact, where he goes to is Arizona. And the reason why? Because his family is out there now in Arizona. And we met a couple of them in our last video. Either way, when he goes there, he crashes there and they hear a loud noise outside, and that was Falcon. And they realize there is something wrong with their grandson slash cousin, and they're wondering what in the world is going on with Falcon right now. Is he okay? And so you have grandma say, take the young boy inside and we'll try our best to help him heal through whatever he's actually going through. But we jump back over to Sam and Ian, and when we do, Sam and Ian are meeting up with the rest of the members of the Resistance, meeting up with the other leaders of the Resistance. Now, when they do meet up with Sam and Ian, this is the moment Sam finds out who is behind the attacks in Wakanda, but also who killed off the Prime Minister. And Sam finds out it is the White Wolf. And Sam cannot believe that once again, he is involved in another problem with the White Wolf. And so for Sam is even more angry about the idea that once again, he has to deal with the White Wolf, because Sam knows it was the White Wolf that caused the entire Wakanda problem in the last storyline. But on top of that, now his partner is in the hospital. And on top of that, now innocent people in this country are being killed off because the White Wolf has some kind of revenge plan against T'Challa and Wakanda. And so you have basically Sam say, we are going to find the White Wolf. And when we do, I am going to beat this man down. But let's not forget what I said earlier when it came to this book. This book is going to answer a very important question. And that question is, what happened to the people that gave up everything to go to Wakanda in the last video? They all left everything behind in America to come to Wakanda for a better life, to only be turned away from Wakanda and to be forced to go back home to America. But unfortunately, they have no way to get back home. What happened to those people? And we come to find out they had to go to nearby countries, neighboring countries to Wakanda, and unfortunately had to live there. And most of the people, they came over to this country right here. And at first, for the last couple of weeks or months, they had a great time in this country because they were helping to rebuild this country from the ground up. But unfortunately now this country is in a civil war. And so those people who left America, went to Wakanda for a better life, to only be turned away from Wakanda to go to a different country, are now going through an even harder life in another country that's right now in a civil war. Because you do have Sam be confronted by someone he used to fight against a long time ago, a character known as Nightshade. And really, she's not that important for this storyline, except she's an example of what I just said earlier. She was one of the many people that gave up everything to go over to Wakanda and unfortunately be turned away. But you did have the other leaders of the resistance say, hey, listen, you guys may have been enemies in the past, but let's move on past that because now I need everybody's help to defeat the White Wolf. Can y'all work together? And you have Sam and Nightshade say, yes, we will work together to stop the White Wolf and free your country. But this is a great moment for the resistance because now they have extra help to fight against the forces of the White Wolf. Except when you have our team right now getting ready for their first attack against the White Wolf, you have somebody run in crying out for help. And the reason why? Because the White Wolf just blew up a nearby hospital. Innocent people were just killed trying to get medical help. And this is the White Wolf trying to win this civil war. But now innocent people are dead. And this ticks off Sam even more. And so as we dive into the 4th chapter, you have Sam, Ian, and also the members of the resistance wondering, what should they do here? And the reason why, because a place, a hospital, was just bombed by the forces of the White Wolf. But the question is right now, should they go there to help out the innocent people who could have been affected by that bomb? Now for Sam and the members of the resistance, they agree that they should go there and to help out the innocent people that were affected by the bomb. But for Ian, he's all like, no, this is a trap. It's a clear as day trap. As soon as we arrive, the White Wolf is going to do something to capture us, because the white wolf would know that you guys would go out of your way to help out the innocent people that were affected by the bombing. So why would you put yourself in that position? But for Sam, he's all like, the reason why, because innocent people need our help. And so we are gonna go there and help those innocent people out now. Matter of fact, when we jump into the next section, it's really more of getting confirmation that it is going to be a trap, because you have White Wolf get word that apparently his bombing strike, it worked. He got word that Sam, Ian, and the members of the resistance are on their way right now over to where the bombing took place. And once they do get there, his trap is gonna go off. But he does tell his men, listen, I want you to bring me Sam Wilson alive. But if you cannot do that, go ahead and bring me a dead body as well. But either way, today, a Captain America is going to die. And so you have Sam and Ian arrive at the hospital. Now, when they do arrive, it's Sam and Ian right now trying to help out the innocent people that were affected by the bombing. Now, with that being said, Ian realized that this was going to be a trap. Sam knows it is going to be a trap. We got confirmation that it was going to be a trap. And so this is where you have the White Wolf say, okay, here comes my trap. Go ahead and open up the portals. And that is when you have portals open up left and right. And you have random creatures appear out of nowhere and begin the process of attacking Sam Wilson, Ian Rogers, and also the hospital as well that's holding on to innocent people who are trapped inside. And so you're wondering, where in the world did these creatures come from? Who are these creatures? And we kind of find out the Ferox are the name of these creatures. As a matter of fact, they also come from Dimension Z. And Nomad, aka Ian Rogers, he remembers these creatures because when him and Steve were trapped in Dimension Z, these creatures actually helped raise him into the young man he is today. And so he is very confused on why in the world they're here right now, but on top of that, why in the world they're helping the White Wolf. And they kind of find out he has some kind of transmitter that was able to open up a portal to Dimension Z, but on top of that is controlling the monsters as well. And so you have Sam and both Ian say, we have to help out the innocent people, but we have to get rid of the transmitter as well. And hopefully when we do destroy the transmitter, they'll just go back home and the portals will close as well. And so you do have our heroes once again work together to actually do that. Now, Sam is able to get rid of the transmitter, but the problem is though, the portals did close, but the creatures are not going away. And so unfortunately, when it comes to our heroes, they still have to deal with a huge amount of creatures who are still wanting to attack them. And that right there causes a whole lot more problems. But then somebody else appears to make things even worse for Sam Wilson and Ian Rogers. And that would be Falcon. He arrived at the scene. And when he does arrive at the scene, he's still in that animal state of mind where right now he's acting all crazy and everything, but he wants to kill off Sam Wilson. And the reason why, because Falcon believes right now that Sam Wilson left him behind and did not try to stay behind to make sure that his partner was okay. Instead, it seemed like the Falcon that Sam just left and did not even care at all. And so this is Falcon right now saying, I came all the way here to get revenge against you. How dare you leave me behind and act like you don't care for me at all. But on top of that, we're left to wonder, what did Falcon do to his family? Because the last time we saw him, he was with his family and they were trying their best to take care of him. And matter of fact, when it comes to the first page of the 5th chapter, we're left to believe that Homeboy did kill off his entire family, Falcon, because remember, he has an animal state mindset right now. And earlier we saw him say that he was hungry. He wanted to eat people. And so we're left to believe that Homeboy actually did eat his entire family in Arizona, which honestly is pretty dark. And so we jump over to the present day. And when we do, it's really more Falcon blaming Sam for everything went wrong in his life, because Falcon truly believes that it's Sam's fault for being turned into a Falcon Man-like creature. Because when it comes to Falcon, he was a regular young boy, except after he met Sam, he was grabbed by some scientists. He was turned into a Falcon Man-like creature. And then, thanks to Sam, Sam has the ability to connect minds with birds across the world. And so, of course, when it came to Falcon, he was no longer a regular young boy. He was now a Falcon, a bird-like dude. And so, of course, when it comes to Sam, he has a connection with Falcon as well. Either way, it's him saying, thanks to you, my entire life fell apart after I met you. And that is a problem right there. But then you have Falcon say, on top of that, you left me behind on the steps of the United Nations. Now we know that is not true. That when it comes to Sam Wilson, he did not leave Falcon on the steps of the United Nations. But it is the chemicals right now playing mind games with Falcon's mind. And so even though we know it is not true, unfortunately for Falcon, he believes that Sam left him behind on the steps of the United Nations. And so you have Sam tell Ian, we have to work together to free Falcon from the control of the chemicals, because sooner or later he may end up hurting you, me, and innocent people in this area. So the rest of the chapter is really more of Sam Wilson and also Ian Rogers fighting against Falcon. But while our two heroes are fighting against Falcon, it's really more Sam expressing how angry he is at the White Wolf. Because this entire series, the White Wolf has been the main bad guy. And the White Wolf has done so much to Sam, to Wakanda, to America, to Falcon, and now Ian, that Sam is getting so ticked off that he has reached a point where he's thinking about actually killing off the White Wolf. On top of that, you have a bunch of innocent people dying in this country because of the White Wolf civil war, because he wants to be in charge of this country. And so it's Sam saying, once I am able to calm down Falcon, if I do find the White Wolf, he is going to die today. And so you do have our heroes continue to fight against Falcon. Now, while our heroes are doing that, you have the rest of the resistance move on. They go deeper into the area to finally stop the White Wolf once and for all. And so unfortunately, they cannot wait for Sam and Ian to back them up. But once you have our heroes being able to defeat Falcon, you have Sam say, okay, I had enough. I had enough. Because right now, the resistance needs our help to finally free this country. But like I said earlier, if I find the White Wolf, he is going to die today. No, he is not gonna go back to America and go to jail. No, my hands are going to kill off the White Wolf. So when it comes to the final chapter of this storyline, it's the White Wolf fighting against Sam Wilson. And when it comes to their battle, they're expressing their different viewpoints. And really, I want to focus on the White Wolf first. And the reason why, because he's doing all of this because of how Wakanda treated him in the past. Because remember, the White Wolf is the adoptive brother to the Black Panther. He was found by T'Challa's father. But even though he came from the outside of Wakanda, T'Challa's father still raised Hunter, the White Wolf, like he is his own son. And matter of fact, because the White Wolf is older than T'Challa, technically the White Wolf was supposed to be the next person in line to become the Black Panther, but he wasn't, because T'Challa's father realized the people of Wakanda would not accept the White Wolf Hunter as their next Black Panther because of two reasons. One, he is not from Wakanda, and two, his skin color. Well, that is what the White Wolf is saying. Either way though, when it comes to the White Wolf, he was not chosen to become the next Black Panther. T'Challa was, and Hunter let that go. But instead, you had Hunter begin to work for Wakanda in many different ways to prove that he wants to help out Wakanda. But over and over again, the people of Wakanda never truly accepted Hunter because he came from the outside world, outside of Wakanda. And so when Wakanda announced that they're going to allow a bunch of Black people to leave America and come over to Wakanda, he's kind of like, what are y'all doing? For years, you would never accept me, but now you are going to accept a bunch of people from a country that has caused other countries so many problems over the years. What is wrong with you? And so that is why he's doing all of this to build a better Wakanda where everybody is able to come together as one. And matter of fact, he tells Sam why he hates Sam so much. And it's not because Sam is some superhero, it's more because Sam is Captain America and he represents America. And in America, you have all these different kinds of races and religion, people being able to bond with other people no matter what their race is, sex is, or religion is. But you have Sam say, so you believe that America is perfect. You believe that in America right now, we have all these different kind of races and we have no problem at all. We have all the Blacks, Hispanics, the Asians, the Africans, Europeans. Because we have so many different races in our country, you believe we live in utopia. But in reality, our country has their own problems as well. And you have folks trying to leave because in our home country, Black folks or other minorities are not being treated correctly. Why do you think all those Black folks wanted to leave America and go over to Wakanda for? Because they'll have a better opportunity to feel appreciated, to feel loved, to feel wanted. In America, they don't have that. And so what you believe America is incorrect. And what I'm trying to represent is that we need to stay in America to change America, to make America better. That is what I am trying to do here. Either way, you have the two heroes fight against each other, and you have Sam being able to defeat the White Wolf. Now, Sam wants to kill off the White Wolf, but you have Ian say no, because you are Captain America. You represent a lot when you're carrying that shield in those colors. And so that means if you kill, you're no longer the hero that you're trying to be. And so you have Sam stop beating down the White Wolf, and the day is saved. We do get a page where we come to find out that Falcon is going to be okay. Matter of fact, the chemical is already coming out of his body, and sooner or later, he should be back to normal once again. And so really, the book ends on one heck of a note, because you do have Sam go meet up with Misty Knight. And when he does, he tells her everything that she had missed in this storyline. But on top of that though, we do get reminded that these two characters are dating one another. But at the same time, it's Misty Knight saying, hey, you went through a lot, but don't worry, I will always be there for you. Now, after that, you also have Sam meet up with Ian Rogers to show us that these two characters are now on good terms with each other, which honestly is a great thing. But then you have Ian say goodbye to Sam, and he says, it's about time for my dad to know I'm still alive. Because remember, Sam had no idea that Ian was still alive. And matter of fact, it's the same thing for Steve Rogers as well. He had no idea his son Ian was alive either. And so it's Ian saying, let me go ahead and say hi to my dad. He deserves to know that his son is okay and alive as well. But this is where we are going to end today's comic book video. So please leave me a like down below and subscribe. But guys, I'll see y'all next time. Later.